Welcome to the Sonic Titan, where we make unnecessary deep dives into songs, albums and music, ranking and judging them like spinning bass players who enjoy doing the crab walk. Today, we're picking our 3 favorite tracks from each of Metallica's studio releases, from Kill 'Em All to 72 Seasons. From their 1983 debut, Kill 'Em All, in third place, we went with the album opener, Hit the Lights, a very fast-paced track that sounds even better in a live setting and that sets the mood for the whole album to come. In second place, we had to go with The Four Horsemen, a track that proved that Metallica knew that faster did not equals better. With great lyrics, a melodic chorus and an anthemic solo, The Four Horsemen is, in my opinion, far superior to its Megadeth counterpart. In first place, we got one of Metallica's set staples, Seek and Destroy. With an instantly recognizable riff and a great chorus to sing along, this is one of those tracks which have a far superior live version. Still, one of the standouts in the album. Now, heading on to Ride the Lightning, it gets even harder to choose only 3 tracks. In third place, we had to go with Fade to Black. And yes, we feel like we didn't do it justice. But Ride the Lightning is too great of an album, and we had to put it here. With what I believe to be Kirk's best recorded solo ever, and some of their most iconic riffs, Fade to Black is a 10 out of 10 in my book. Now, for the second spot, it got even harder and I had to go with Creeping Death, one of the biggest tracks in their catalogue. Creeping Death has amazing lyrics, a fantastic riff and one of James's best vocal melodies to this date. But we had to save our number 1 spot too, For Whom the Bell Tolls, a true riff Festivus song, featuring stellar contribution by Cliff Burton, an amazing intro that shines the spotlight on every member and lyrical references that will give you chills. Now, moving on to Master of Puppets, I thought this one was a bit easier than Ride the Lightning, considering the following picks. In third place, Battery. The album starts out with one of Metallica's strongest and heaviest tracks ever, with amazing riffs and harmonies that balance each other out. I felt bad for Welcome Home Sanitarium, but Battery made the cut. In second place, Orion, an instrumental masterpiece. Flawless. It is, in my opinion, Metallica's greatest instrumental piece to this day. It is impossible not to get chills from this song. In first place, of course, it had to be the title track, Master of Puppets, one of the most iconic and biggest heavy metal tracks of all time. This one deserves all the praise it gets and more. Now, For and Justice for All. In third place, it had to be One, a great ballad that expanded Metallica's horizons with their first ever music video and took them to new audiences. In second place, we chose Blackened. The riff that Jason made for this song is one of Metallica's strangest and heaviest riffs, and the lyrics are darker and more mature than anything Metallica had done up until that point. Finally, in first place, the title track, And Justice for All. This progressive thrash behemoth has to go in first place due to its interesting song structure and passages and the challenge it imposes for the band to play it live. Moving on to the Black Album, in third place I have to put Nothing Else Matters. The most accessible Metallica song of all time, Nothing Else Matters is a great song. You're just tired of it. Then, in second place, I chose The Unforgiven, a more traditional power ballad that has great riffs, a great hook and fantastic lyrics by James. In first place, it has to be Enter Sandman. Yes, we've all heard enough of it, but it's such an iconic song, with such a fantastic riff. We cannot be unfair to it just because we are all tired of it. Now, followed, in third place, I chose King Nothing. Great riff, awesome chorus, cool breakdown, nothing more to say. In second place, Until It Sleeps. You feed it once and now it stays. You will never forget that guitar lick. Ever. In first place, Bleeding Me. Perhaps Metallica's greatest track of this era. 10 out of 10 this one. Now for Reload. In third place, The Unforgiven 2. It's not as good as the first Unforgiven, but a great song nonetheless. In second place, The Memory Remains. This is also one of those tracks that sound much better live, with the audience singing the part that went to Merry and Faithful at the end. In first, it had to go to Fuel, a fun, energetic track that always gets me pumped. even though I've listened to it over 1,000,000 times. Now for Saint Anger. Alright, let's do this. In third place, I put the title track, Saint Anger. This track would be much better off without the tink and drum sound, and perhaps with a nice guitar solo, but it is still a solid one, from Metallica's worst phase in their career. In the second spot, I have to pick Sweet Amber. Certainly one of the record's strongest tracks. With a few tweaks, it could have even been placed in a good Metallica record. For the first place, The Unnamed Feeling. With a great intro riff and a good chorus, it has its unforgivable flaws, but it perhaps is the track with the most pleasing flow in the album. Death Magnetic. In third place, I have to put Cyanide, an all-around amazing track that became a frequently played track at Metallica concerts and deserved all the love it gets. In second place, The Day That Never Comes, the lead single. And what a lead single that is. And in first place, I know some will disagree, but The Unforgiven 3. I just love this track, and I think it is in the same level as the first Unforgiven, in terms of musicianship, lyrics, melody, everything. The perfect way to close this trilogy. From Hardwired to Self-Destruct, I chose Spit Out the Bone in third place, as it's a high-energy track that makes your heart race every time it goes on. In second place, Moth into Flame. Great track, amazing riffs. Just not a huge fan of the lyrical theme. In first place, Atlas Rise. Love the guitar melodies, love the riffs and vocals here. This one is up there with Metallica's best. Now, for their latest album, 72 Seasons. After a few dozens of listens, I had a change of heart with many of these songs, and perhaps now I can say which ones are my favourites more clearly. In third place, I will put Too Far Gone. The punky sound got to me, as well as the guitar harmonies. I gave in. I can't stop listening to this one. In second place, the title track. A great track in the same level of Atlas Rise. A few lyrical lines to make me cringe a bit, but overall, great song. In first place, Inamorata. 90s Metallica at its finest. Perhaps at bleeding me level of excellence. Just love that chorus. Do you agree with our picks? What would you change in our list? We want to know your 3 favourite tracks in each Metallica album. Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. This was Jason, and you're watching the Sonic Titan.